In The Weeping Meadow, Angelopoulos constructs a visual structure where time becomes visible through the distance, angle, and spatial organization of the camera. Composition in this film is not decoration, but the core language of narration. Long takes and depth composition, time and space. Angelopoulos uses long takes and deep focus composition to narrate time through space. He often constructs three spatial layers: foreground action, middle ground environment, and a distant horizon. The camera remains static, while figures, smoke, and light create a sense of depth through spatial blocking. This depth allows the audience to perceive reality, movement, and memory within a single frame. In the village sequence, the foreground crowd and mid-ground carriage create a rhythmic counterpoint, while distant buildings and smoke form a static background. Deep focus keeps every spatial layer sharp, letting time be experienced through depth. In the migration scene, the camera adopts a high-angle long shot. The foreground holds the crowd on the shore, the midground contains the boats, and the background shows the flooded village. The reflection on the water creates a dual plane. In the pier shot, linear depth perspective is extended to its extreme. Umbrellas, the pier, and the ship converge into a three-point perspective. The cold blue tone and low contrast lighting flatten the perceived depth. The final procession scene closes the film with a symmetrical, deep space composition. Foreground reflections and mid-ground figures form vertical symmetry. Mirrored layers make time visible through geometry. In the white cloth shot, the fixed camera and foreground obstruction create layered depth. The faint movement of the fabric becomes the only temporal motion. Gray-white tones and a defocused background erase the horizon, suspending the figure in weightless space. Time is revealed within the stillness of the frame. Geometric order and ritualized framing, order and destiny. Angelopoulos' spatial design emphasizes geometric symmetry and axis control. Architecture, horizon, and human arrangement follow the rule of central perspective. He expresses social order and fate through the stability of vertical and horizontal axes. In the balcony sequence, the camera faces the facade directly, placing the character on the symmetry axis. Cool blue lighting reinforces spatial order. The still figure merges with architectural structure. The theater shot employs one-point perspective and deep space composition. Stage, balconies, and lighting form a vertical stratification. The symmetrical structure is disturbed by hanging cloths. Everyday disorder invades geometry. The old man stands at the vanishing point, becoming the visual center. Light penetrates the fabric to form light layers. Order and collapse coexist within the same frame. The round table sequence uses minimal geometric framing. The circular table creates a closed spatial system, restricting movement within its structure. Cool blue against gray-yellow background creates chromatic contrast. Geometry becomes a psychological container. The dining room scene extends central perspective. Foreground figures, middle doorway, and distant table form a vertical depth. Time is frozen within spatial structure. The group composition uses a high-angle balanced shot. The crowd forms an arc, and the central figure lies at the visual focus. Reflections on the wet ground create a mirror plane. Geometric stability symbolizes social repetition. In the white chair shot, left-right chiaroscuro balance creates static equilibrium. Dark on the left, light on the right, the vertical light axis strengthens the visual center. The raft sequence achieves full central symmetry. Raft, flags, and boats progress along the depth axis. Telephoto compression merges layers into geometric unity. Black flags and oars form a horizontal vertical grid. Time is flattened within this order form, becomes destiny. reflection and framed space, memory and separation. Angelopoulos frequently employs framed compositions, windows, doors, mirrors, and glass to divide space in temporal layers. The contrast between interior and exterior light defines temporal boundaries through window illumination. When figures are confined by window frames, space itself becomes a container of memory. Mirror composition creates subject-object displacement. The still reflection symbolizes arrested time. The viewer and character gaze at each other. The reflection adds psychological depth to the frame. As the camera moves through doors or windows using dolly-in shots, spatial motion simulates temporal transition. Each passage is a return of memory. Reverse framing isolates the viewer outside of time, evoking the feeling of history being watched. In the imprisoned woman scene, the static long shot places the figure inside a geometric window frame. Ruins and wooden walls form vertical structures. The sea suggests openness, yet time remains enclosed. The frame itself becomes the symbol of fate. Negative space. Negative space is the most crucial rhythmic strategy in Angelopoulos' composition. He uses extreme long shots and a low saturation palette to create a negative spatial structure. Water and sky form horizontal symmetry, while reflections create dual spatial planes. Figures in distant shots shrink into temporal punctuation. Blankness becomes a visual pause. In frames with wedding dresses, flags, or empty chairs, blank areas dominate the composition. Even lighting and extended depth of field focus the viewer's attention on the order of emptiness. Water, fog, and sea represent concealment, blur, and extension. Silhouettes dissolve in fog, the sea horizon fades, space stretches into time. In these minimalist compositions, negative space becomes the visual extension of narrative. It allows time to continue within stillness. Ending. In The Weeping Meadow, composition is the director's way of thinking about time. Depth, symmetry, framing, and void together form Angelopoulos' spatial narrative system. He replaces montage with spatial rhythm, allowing viewers to perceive the flow of time through every gaze. When the camera stops, the wind still blows, and the water still moves. Time remains within the composition.